So we are starting the new topic, contribute to privacy policy. So we mentioned the privacy in the previous topics, and we need to maintain the privacy. And I was giving examples about if I have some participants attending my courses, I don't know everything about them. I might know full name, email address, mobile number, but that's it. I don't know your physical address, any other records, what type of payment you're doing, or what type of ID you provided, health records, anything. I don't have access to that. And on the other hand, the admin teams don't have access to details of your assessments. So here we are discussing the part or the point related to contribution. So we have some issues of privacy policies in the workplace, and also we have some processes that a company can use to create privacy policy. So it's related to legislation, and in this legislation there are descriptions for the rights who have created original work. So original work could be, for example, piece of music or poem or something. So privacy policy relates to legislation which describes the rights of those who own information assets. So there are some similarities between the privacy policy and copyright policy. So it needs to be developed in alignment with legislation and industry standards within the state, within the country, even globally. So we have also, from organizational point of view, we have responsibility to distribute these policies throughout the company. So I need to tell you what you are not allowed to do. Okay. So here, to develop procedures to implement them in the workplace, we need to inform everyone, and methods to confirm that the policies are understood and implemented. So we may share the policy by email, on a shared folder, in internal network, on internal website. We can have some workshops, training, induction, orientation, and so on. Objectives: when we complete this topic, we will be able to contribute to the creation or updating of the organizational privacy policy and procedures to align with privacy legislation, distribute new or revised policy and procedures to stakeholders, implement new work procedures and collect feedback from stakeholders, ensure the integrity, confidentiality, security, and availability of information as required by organizational policy. Again, and always, we will maintain the CIA, confidentiality, integrity, and availability. This is under the information security. By the way, anyone knows the difference between cybersecurity and the information security? Can answer on the chat, or if you want to unmute, you can unmute your mic and tell me the difference between cybersecurity and the information security. So cybersecurity is for any device connected to internet, will be under the cybersecurity controls and management. Information security is wider than cybersecurity. So information security will include cybersecurity in addition to any other information created by any means. So for example, I am attending a meeting with HR team, and we are taking some notes there. So protecting these nodes, it's under information security. It is not under cybersecurity. For our organization, we have some locks, physical locks. We have some gates, security gates. We have guards. We have dogs. This is under information security, not under cybersecurity. Will be managed under information security. Okay, so we have privacy policy here, and we are aligning this policy with legislation. So we have the country legislation and we have the state legislation. Then we have the organization laws and regulations or policy that must match the labor laws, for example. Okay, so TIF must protect my personal information, not sharing that with any partners, any of TIF partners, according to the policies and procedures. Okay, we must have a type of backup. We must have some encryption. My hard drive is encrypted. This connection between my computer and TIF network, it's encrypted and protected. Part of the IT policy, which is part of the total organization policy, which is adhering to the state and government policies. I hope this makes sense. So from time to time, we are updating our policies. For example, if I have COVID-19 symptoms, I need to inform immediately my manager. I don't need to go to campus at all. And this is part of the policies that I agreed upon. Every year we have refresher. It's a course we must attend for new policies for TIF. So every year we must attend this course and pass the assessment. So I'm submitting assessments similar to you guys. We have SES privacy policy. Let me see this one. Good. Let's have a look here. So public here, SES privacy policy, current at 8th of September 2020. And this is the privacy policy we have here with some details, types of personal information the SES collect and holds, why we collect personal information, how we collect personal information, disclosure of personal information, direct marketing, cookies, analytics, how we secure and hold personal information, cross-border disclosure of personal information, access, correct, update or delete personal information, contracted service providers, complaints, if you have some complaints, privacy officer. So every item here and each item has some details. It is strongly recommended that you go through this policy. It will help you a lot with your activity and also your assessment. So reading that wouldn't take much of your time, maybe 20 minutes or something. So it's also a good idea to have a summary. So if you can summarize some parts here, this will help you for the assessment, for interviews, and so on. So the link is here. Okay, so at work, we have 3 important aspects to this process. Which process? When we have a privacy policy, procedures must be established to implement the policies within the organization. So, for example, our admin colleagues, they are not allowed to share information about your physical address to me. Okay, what if they do, or someone did that by mistake, human error? From time to time, we need to audit. We need to also remind each other with this policy. So we're telling them, no, we can report that if it's happening. So there are many ways we can prevent that from happening. Not only having the policy, we need to adhere the policy. So 3 important aspects to this process: distribution of the policies throughout the company, procedures to implement the policies, procedures to confirm that users understand and apply the policies. In the example I gave to you about this HR refresher course that we are attending every year, that I need to pass an exam. To pass the exam, so now I have evidence that I understood the policy and I know about the new updates to the policy. That makes sense? Yeah. Good. So you will do some activities here, and here we have a tip: take good notes during the above activity and make sure that you thoroughly understand the concepts discussed. So as I was discussing with you, when you are reading the privacy policy in the ACT, Australian Computer Society, it's a good idea. ACS, sorry, ACS, Australian Computer Society. You need to take some notes, and also while doing the activity. The activity, you are doing it in a Word file, so you will have things written already. So information privacy, as an example here, this organization is dedicated to maintaining the integrity, confidentiality, security, and availability of users' information in accordance with Commonwealth and state legislation. Some information, if you are buying something from Amazon, so they have your credit card number or bank account details, they know your name, they know your physical address, they might have also your date of birth, your gender, your preferences, your yes, they know many things. They know many things about us. They know what we buy during different holidays, or in Easter or Christmas or something. So you know what figurine we like, and this means which movies or TV series we watch. Okay, I have Ninja Turtles and Arrow. Yeah, okay. So Fantastic Four. Okay. Yes, they know the name of your first child, birth certificate. Could be. If we have this information in addition to Uber information, Google information, Microsoft information, Facebook information, LinkedIn information, now we know you more than yourself. If you didn't watch this movie, it's called Social Dilemma. It's a good idea to watch this one. Good. Now we think about compliance with privacy policy. So we have the policy, which is, after all, it's a written document. So we need to enforce this document and enforce what the content in our day-to-day work. So we have some controls like ACLs or access control lists, firewalls, encryption, VPNs, and so on. So we take the policy, and as I mentioned, it's just a piece of paper or Word file, but we implement that. We explain to everyone first, and it becomes like second nature. It's a habit that I cannot smoke in TAFE. I must wear mask if it's required to, and so on. Okay. Good. So we will create policies and we will update the privacy policy from time to time. If there are some changes in the European Union, for example, GDPR, or some changes in Australian laws and regulations, we will update our policies. Good. So I'll stop recording here, and this is so I'll show you another video.